So I'm watching Weekend Shedhead Rob, and he's upgrading the airline on his compressor, which is a compressor under the bench. So I thought, oh, that's a good excuse to make a Reggie film. Good excuse to make a Reggie film. So I run this compressor here. That fills then, this is an old compressor where the pump had gone. That fills that tank up to about 90 psi, 90 or 100 psi. And then I've got one, so that switches off. And then I've got another compressor, just a little one, that brings it right up to 125. This is in the shed next door. Over there, that's the Goldwing shed, and I've got a compression there, so I keep the noise out. When I'm in here, I keep the noise out. So what happens is they're all connected and everything fills this tank up. The tank feeds in over the top, fills the tank, and it comes out this way, see? So can you see when it comes out, it goes to a T-piece. It's got two lines coming out of this tank then into here. I've got an oiled line and I've got a dry line. So the trouble is you get condensation in your compressors or in the water and the compressed air, so you need a dryer, or not a dryer, take the water out. That's your condensation protection. So then that's connected to this line. Because this is, come on, click, that's it. So this one, is you want dry air. So if you want dry air, you keep your dry air, you dry it, keep your water out of it. But then if you're using your tools, like your air tools, I plug all my air tools into here. And I can unplug this and put that in there should I want to. Now what this does is puts a very small drop of oil in their airline, so it keeps your tools oiled. Because if you run air or just dry air through the tools, it seizes them up and kills them. So you need a dry line, take the condensation out. And again, you know, it's governed the pressure in it, and you need an oiled line. Yeah, they both can come up the same tap. Yeah, and then I run them, I should do them tidy. I'm sure, Rob, you would do a much tidier job than I do. There's the one that goes through to gives me air for the garage in the back. And then obviously the air comes out, and this operates, this is connected. This is my shot blasting cabinet. Yeah, so that's what that goes there. So we've got air going to there. You put your hands in there, you know how that works, don't you? And then round here, I also keep a line over here, so that if I'm over here doing something or cleaning something or whatever, I've got a spare line. I drag a spare line over here. Yeah. So that's what that does. So let's have a look at the tools. Once you get the bug of air tools, they're really good and handy. Obviously, to get your wheel nuts and ball joints, it's really good for cracking ball joints. But if you get something with trouble, it's just your socket driver, just the driver there. And there's a DA sander if you want to sand it, use the air. You can use that. If you want to grind your grinding stone, that little, you can get that in and grind something out, and plug all them little stone things into them. It's only in certain places, but if you want to saw something off and it's in quite a tight little spot, this is a hacksaw. So this is a little miniature hacksaw on the end of there, and you'd be surprised what you can cut off with that, because you're not needing the front of the saw, so you can stick it in a small place and cut with it. So when the job requires it, that's quite a useful thing. Well, yeah, another sander. Oh, chisels. Really, really good. Where ordinarily you'd hammer something with a hammer and a chisel, you can use the gun on it. It is a bit of a destroyer. If you want to cut something out or destroy something, they're pretty good at destroying, cutting into anything, providing, you don't hammer it with there's no risk of you hammering your hand. You know, you're pounding on it trying to get things loose. These guns are pretty good for that sort of a job. What else we got in here? Oh yeah, a sprayer thing. I don't use it that often, but do you know, if you're taking a casing, do you know if say for instance you were taking a casing off a bike or something, like round here, if there was like 10 bolts all the way around here to come off, then I'd consider using this. Again, you put your sockets on it and and this is a bit of an impactor as well, so it's pretty good if you're doing a casing, or you know, 1 or 2. If you're doing, you know, 10 bolts or something, that's when that comes in handy. That's about it. Oh yeah, there's a drill. There's 2 drills here somewhere. Yeah, you can use an air drill as well, should you want an air drill. This is an air sander that I've broken the thing, little belt sander, but it's air driven. Same as electric ones. You can put all sorts of polishing wheels on them, and buffing wheels, whatever you want, you know. And again, another DA sander, another oil sprayer. They just sort of came with the kit. And again, there's another air chisel. I like to put a tail on I prefer put it on my air tools. I prefer put a tail on my air tools. I'm not mad keen on connecting the airline straight onto there. I always prefer them with a tail because they're easier to handle. Yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd just give you a little update on and I have got a compressor in the back that I was kindly given by Tone that I will get going, except it's worth a lot of money, but it's going to take a couple £100 to get it fixed. So funds have been fairly tight, so I've had to wait for that. And then I've got the oiler and the dryer in place, ready for the big set. So whenever you're using air tools like something like this, you need to put an oiled line through it. You can't just run straight air through it. You have to give it a small feed of oil. You can do them via, there is somewhere here an inline oiler. There was mainly for cleaning and drying. Is that one? No. Hold on. Let's see. I've got one here somewhere. I saw it on a shelf. not so long ago. Hold on. Let's go and have a look. I've got a little inline oiler somewhere here. What's this? What's that? Is that? Yeah. You can get the little inline oilers. And what you do is, if you don't use it that often, take the lid off, fill this full of, and it's got to be airline oil. It's not ordinary engine oil and stuff. It's a much thinner oil, but you can fill this, and you can put this between your air coming in and your gun, and then you can oil because don't run air through them because they just rust up. You have to run oil there. Just a very, very small drop of oil, just sort of keeps them lubricated. Anyway, that's that, I think, is that. Yeah, so that's my my air system that runs it in here. And this big tank at the back keeps the volume, so you can keep pressing air out of it because it's full of air. You know, these little ones, they're all right, but they don't shut up because they make a hell of a noise because you haven't got a great volume. So if you can get an outside reservoir in behind or back of your shed or wherever you can, it makes life a lot easier with an extra reservoir.